In just a few hours, opening statements are scheduled today for a nurse and a doctor from Las Colinas jail in Santee who are accused of involuntary manslaughter. What's next on their case?
State Senate Leader Toni Atkins is about to make a major announcement here in San Diego as she files paperwork to run for governor. Why trains are sounding their horns in a quiet zone.
Feels like corruption.
Families take concerns about Poway Unified's superintendent to the school board. Plus, a roaring good time where you can see dinosaurs in San Diego. It's 6 a.m. on Friday, January 19th, and you're up with CBS 8. It is Friday. Hope you're ready for the weekend here, everyone. It's 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Evan Irani. We want to get a quick check of the forecast because it is going to be a wet weekend.
Yes, may have to tweak the plans a little bit.
That's right. Adjustments should be made. I mean, here's the thing. Today, it's a dry day, right? So take a look. Forecast for the day does not call for any rain at all. Temperatures are going to stay close to average, but likely a few degrees shy of average. But cloud cover is going to be more significant today than it has been for past mornings. You can see that on satellite radar as that white color just fills the screen all the way across the bite. But when we look at that 5-day forecast, a little preview there shows you what to expect over the course of the weekend and into early next week. We're anticipating a possible 1 to 3 inches of rain in that 4-day stretch. Details on how it's going to be coming down for us over the weekend are in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, let's get to some of our top headlines.
In about 3 hours, opening statements are set to begin in the trial of a doctor and nurse charged with involuntary manslaughter for the in-custody death of a woman at the Las Colinas jail in Santee.
Elisa Serna died back in November of 2019. CBS 8's Regina Ureta is live outside of the East County Regional Center where that trial is set to get underway. Good morning, Regina.
Yeah, good morning. And really, this is the beginning of a trial of a jail nurse and a jail doctor who are charged with involuntary manslaughter for the death of Elisa Serna, who at the time was an inmate and 27 at the time. So this is an incident that happened on November 11th of 2019. Both the jail nurse, Dana Lee Pasqua, and the on-duty jail doctor at the time, Friederike von Lintag, are accused of negligence and face charges of involuntary manslaughter in the 2019 death of inmate Elisa Serna, who at the time was pregnant. She had been held in a medical isolation cell and was supposed to be monitored by the jail medical staff. Now, prosecutors allege the nurse saw Serna fall against a wall in the cell, hitting her head. They believe that at the time of that incident, they failed to administer medical aid for nearly an hour. She was later found dead. Prosecutors say von Lintag didn't properly evaluate Serna or manage her condition. They add that von Lintag had been called by nurses to evaluate Serna and accused von Lintag of never examining her that day. At a preliminary hearing last year, a sheriff's detective testified that Serna was pregnant, vomiting, and going through heroin withdrawal and was experiencing seizures in the days before her death. Now, both defendants will stand trial. Opening statements take place today. During the jury selection that happened just a few days ago, some of the questions that were asked were, what do you do for a living? What does your spouse do? And do you have any friends or close family members who are members of law enforcement? So we talked to a legal expert who's not connected to this case, but he's been a criminal defense attorney for 35 years. So take a listen to what he talked about in regards to this case.
It takes something beyond just negligence. It takes a criminal recklessness and sort of an intent. There's a criminal intent that goes with it. So in this case, they're going to have to show that this doctor had a conscious awareness of what she was doing and acted nonetheless.
And opening statements are scheduled for 9 a.m. Now, if convicted of involuntary manslaughter, both defendants are actually, they could face a maximum of 4 years in state prison. That's the latest in El Cajon. I'm Regina Ureta, CBS 8.
Regina, thank you. Today, State Senate President Pro Tem Toni Atkins is set to make a major announcement right here in San Diego. It comes just hours after she filed paperwork to run for California governor in 2026. CBS 8 went to the Secretary of State's website and did confirm the process was completed. Now, if elected, Atkins would become California's first woman and openly gay governor. Atkins served in the state assembly for 6 years, becoming the first San Diegan to be Speaker of the Assembly back in 2014. She was elected to the state Senate in 2016. You hear the horns there? Imagine living right next to it. Train horns blaring through what is normally a quiet zone in Little Italy and downtown San Diego. The Federal Railroad Administration says it's because of safety reasons at rail crossings. The quiet zone is suspended until the city is back in compliance. We saw an email from the Embarcadero Coalition that says the city failed to maintain requested striping and notices and was warned that the quiet zone might be suspended.
Our podcast studio is right here next to the tracks. It's the Rich Summers Report. And yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, it's a silent room. We record there. And so to have blaring horns, it's going to affect our podcast as well.
Having a podcast studio next to there could arguably the worst setup.
Right.
San Diego's director of communications says the city has been working over the past year to bring that quiet zone into compliance and that an inspector found more issues. That was just yesterday. The city now says it will be working to resolve the issue as soon as possible.
Right now, some families at Poway Unified are speaking out against the superintendent, accusing her of abusing her power.
Please set an example as leaders of our community and do what is right, so that us student athletes can feel safe and heard on campus. We are asking you to do what is best for the students involved and prevent this person from hurting our program more than she already has. Thank you.
A few dozen people showed up to a school board meeting last night to call on the board to take action. Dr. Mary Ann Kim Phelps was first accused of bullying and intimidating students on the Del Norte High softball team for not clapping loudly enough for her daughter, who is also on the team, during the softball awards banquet last May. Phelps has told CBS 8 in the past she had nothing to do with the clapping and maintains she did nothing wrong. Those present at the meeting say the district has retaliated against students and staff for coming forward.
I'm not going to be invited back as softball coach for this coming year. The other coach that stood up for this, he has been fired. And so I'm in the same predicament. I think the same thing's going to happen.
In November, the board decided to launch an independent investigation of the softball program, but parents say the board should be investigating the superintendent instead. In a statement, the school board says it's confident when their investigation concludes, quote, investigators will have examined all facts and evidence and interviewed all those having relevant firsthand knowledge. New details here this morning on oyster-related illnesses. County public health officials now expanding their investigation to include all oysters harvested from Mexico. They recommend consumers and restaurants throw away any oysters imported from Mexico. The county norovirus outbreak now includes 69 confirmed cases, none involving hospitalizations. Both the California Department of Public Health and the FDA are now involved in the investigation as cases are reported in other counties, including Los Angeles. Let's take a peek outside here on this Friday, 6:07 here. It's a decent start here. Get everything done that you need to get done here today, right?
Yeah, this is the best opportunity to do so. Dry weather for the day today on Friday. Cloudy nonetheless, so not quite as much of the sun will be beaming down on us as what we saw yesterday and for days prior. But we've had that mix of sun and clouds for a good portion of the week. Temperatures have been below average, and it looks like we will now head through at least a 5-day stretch of below average temperatures along the coastline. That's all as our next trough of low pressure sends various short waves of moisture our way. First one comes up into the PM hours of Saturday. Saturday morning and afternoon, though, will favor scattered lighter showers. PM hours, rain and thunderstorms possible. As we get into Sunday, that chance of rain will drop down just slightly. We'll have more of those scattered showers into Sunday. And then Monday will bring about another opportunity for more widespread heavy precipitation, a full inch expected on Monday alone. As we get into Tuesday, AM showers will persist, lingering from Monday, and then by the afternoon hours, we should start to see a little bit of the sun peeking through, temperatures warming up just slightly compared to what we see for that Sunday, Monday stretch. So you can see what we're talking about here. That chance of wet weather is very, very high for Saturday. Now, these numbers have fluctuated a bit, but overwhelmingly, they've been above about 75% for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I mean, that's a pretty solid opportunity for that rain to actually come about and for us to all see that measurable precipitation. The question on hand is how much will we see? Right now, current models favor that over the course of these 4 days, we'll look at 1 to 2.5 inches along the coastline and inland. Closer to the mountains, we'll favor around 1 to 3 inches. That just gives us another ½ inch of cushion there for the mountains to see localized heavier accumulations. Not a big surprise, deserts are going to stay the lightest, 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch out there. Now, the timing of each day is pretty fluid. Again, about ½ inch expected on Saturday, another ½ inch on Sunday, and then a full inch on Monday. That would bring us to 2 inches in total, but those numbers could be fluid, and no pun intended there. When we look at the view outside, cloud cover is starting to increase, but those clouds are they're not too low down to the ground. Sunrise coming at 6:50, sunsets at 5:09. Let's take a look at traffic this morning. It's 6:10 on the clock right now. So far, your drive time's out the door. Not seeing too much of slowing on the 163 northbound. You have a pretty smooth commute from the 5 to the 8. On the 8 westbound from College Avenue to the 805, it'll take you 3 minutes. And the Coronado Bridge from downtown to Coronado, also going to take you 3 minutes, but you are down to 43 miles per hour. Let's take a look at border wait times. 6:10 on the clock, 100-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Otay Mesa Port of Entry, however, going to run you about an hour in total. Eric, I'll send things back to you.
All right, still ahead. The final step that has to happen today to officially avoid a government shutdown. Plus, why there's a new push to free Scott Peterson, who was convicted of murdering his wife and unborn child.
We've been inundated with phone calls from new clients.
Local insurance broker says more and more San Diegans are having issues with skyrocketing rates. What's behind the spike?